Did Kash Patel block Joe Kent from investigating potential foreign actors that might have been involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination? We're going to talk about that in a minute and go through some things. First, what I want to do is play for you something that I found really interesting. Let's see if you remember this guy.
So originally when I sent this video in to the FIB
or not counting gang violence. Great.
for tips, I thought I was doing a service and, to Charlie and helping out. So it started off where I got in contact, was talking to someone at the local field office there in my local state. And then it jumped up a few levels. Then I was talking to someone on like the national level. That person had called me back and they had said, because this was your friend, I think it's best that you erase the video from your phone because it's just going to give you PTSD. And then called it another time to ask if I had erased it. That was the first time that I felt like it was even right to post these videos. That was on my other account that was gone. Just was removed after 5 years of building it. But so I got a call back and was asked to confirm that it was gone. And again, that's when I started sharing, posting, and saving on many different hard drives in many different places. It's been crazy. It's been rough.
Okay, so that is Ryne Simmons. And every conspiracy theorist on the planet that's paying attention to the Charlie Kirk tragedy ran with this guy's video. This is evidence of an FBI cover-up. I can't believe that they would tell this dude to delete footage that could provide evidence for who was responsible in unaliving Charlie Kirk. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Turns out that was never his video. He was not even there at the event. Piper over on X completely busted this guy out. He had made the claim that he turned down like 25 grand cash or something for this video. And his response is, "What I would rather have the truth out there than money for the full rights to my video." This is him claiming he was there with his buddy Cub, who we'll talk about in a minute. This was also filmed by Cub. You'll see me in here with a black backpack and a Red Bull. Here he is claiming ownership of the video. It's actually from my original video I filmed and posted. Piper asked him, was he there? Straight up, today. His response, no, I wasn't, which is why I tagged Cub and Mark. Go to my videos on X from the start. I tagged the people who I know and they belong to. Yes, I submitted my bro in-laws to the FBI. Yes, I was told good for my mental well-being to remove them. Still, I helped get these out because it's important they are seen. So he's still claiming that he was contacted by the FBI. Though the dude whose videos they were, who was there at the event, who did film them, was asked if the FBI has been in contact with him. His response is they haven't. And I haven't been in any contact with any officials on this. I've heard from people I know they've wanted to reach out and ask questions, but it hasn't happened. Ryne's just completely ghosted his X profile. He's just completely dipped off the face of the earth after he got busted and called out by Piper here. Completely caught him in a lie. This is who he was claiming to be in the video. Now, some people are thinking this points to like some type of op, that he's being paid to intentionally sort of spread misinformation. My guess is, and I think most of you will agree with me on that, this is just some dude who was looking for his 15 minutes of fame. That's it. He was looking for attention. He wanted to feel important. So he made up a little story. I seriously doubt the FBI has been in contact with him. And everybody ran with that. Everybody. Ryan Mata, Sam Parker, they all ran with this. And they put zero effort into verifying if what he was telling was truth or if it was fabricated. And Piper on X, all she did was ask him, basically just confronted him. Were you even there, dude? There is so much opportunity right now for frauds, for scammers. There are so many people out there that are so incredibly gullible. This is why I'm making these videos, trying to call bullshit on even just the simplest things that these people get wrong because they spread them. It's still being spread that that rifle photo is some stock photo found off the internet from somewhere. Like a stock photo of what? That is a very obscure rifle. There's no reason for that to be a stock photo of anything. And it's in a fucking evidence box. Like, what are we talking about? I have no idea what Piper's beliefs are on the situation. I don't know if she really even gets into it. I think she's just looking for truth. She's just trying to filter through the bullshit. I don't know if she has like a set decision on, you know what I mean? Either way, whether it's conspiracy or whether it was just Tyler Robinson. But I do know that she finds a lot of information. So if you guys are on X and you're not following Piper, I would follow Piper for sure. All right, let's get into Kash Patel and Joe Kent. So this was initially reported by the New York Times. There's a few other media outlets that are reporting on this or did report on it yesterday. However, none of them are doing any. They're just reporting what the New York Times had reported. Of course, none of these guys do journalism anymore. The head of the National Counterterrorism Center examined FBI files in the past several weeks to investigate whether the man charged with assassinating Charlie Kirk had support from someone else, a foreign power or another entity, according to multiple people with knowledge of the matter. The inquiry by Joe Kent, the director of the Counterterrorism Center, alarmed Kash Patel, the director of the FBI. Patel and other senior officials believed Kent was overstepping, treading on FBI responsibilities and potentially interfering with the investigation and the prosecution of the suspect Tyler Robinson. But supporters of Kent say he was doing his job, running down leads and making sure no foreign or domestic groups were linked to Kirk's death. Patel was troubled that Kent had gone through FBI material related to the case, according to the people knowledgeable on the matter. Kent's efforts were a topic at a White House meeting that included Patel, Kent, and his direct superior, Gabbard. Top Justice Department officials, Vice President J.D. Vance, and the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, were also there, according to several people who spoke to the New York Times about the matter. The people interviewed by the Times were granted anonymity to speak frankly about internal dynamics in the Trump administration. The FBI and the Justice Department generally keep tight control over evidence in criminal cases, particularly when they are preparing for a trial in which government documents may have to be turned over to the defense and could be used to poke holes in the prosecution's case. While Robinson is facing only state charges, some administration officials were concerned that Kent's efforts could provide fodder to defense lawyers, who could use the notion that more than one person was involved in Kirk's killing to raise reasonable doubt in the minds of jurors, said those aware of the matter. Okay, here's my first issue with this. It's the New York Times. Not sure where you guys have been like the last 10 years. Really, you could just even go back the last 5. But I don't know that there's really going to be anything that the New York Times prints that I would ever believe. Just me. Just based off of just the last 5 years. Just the last 5. There's no shot that I'm going to believe that the New York Times would not love to create some type of internal rift or cause division against their political opponents. And yes, the New York Times has political opponents. Pretty clear which way they lean. However, not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying I don't believe them. Now let's go to Fox News. Fox News has a different opinion. Imagine that. FBI source disputes Charlie Kirk investigation rift after report of tension between agencies. Agencies issue joint statements saying they're working together with Congress on counterterrorism efforts. A high-ranking source is downplaying recent reporting about internal tensions between the FBI and the National Counterterrorism Center over files connected to the assassination of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. The NCTC is part of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, tasked with coordinating counterterrorism intelligence throughout the federal government. Its director, Joe Kent, was recently looking into the assassination case, reportedly ruffling feathers among FBI leadership, including Director Kash Patel, who thought he was overstepping his duties and potentially interfering with the case against 22-year-old suspected assassin Tyler Robinson, according to the New York Times. But the source told Fox News Digital that the tensions in the report were exaggerated and that there was no serious dispute between the agencies or their leaders. The FBI and the ODNI said in a joint statement they were not only working together but also with federal lawmakers on a united front. The ODNI and the FBI are united in working with Congress to strengthen our nation's counterintelligence efforts to best protect the safety, security, and freedom of the American people, they said. As Kent was reportedly looking for ties to terror groups, including Antifa, Patel allegedly took issue with his digging, according to the report, leading to a meeting at the White House, including the two of them, Vice President J.D. Vance and other top officials. Both the DOJ and FBI are known to say little about a case publicly until it is fully resolved out of concerns they could taint the prosecution. However, according to the Times report, there were internal concerns that looking into potential additional suspects or terroristic ties could help the defense. One potential concern is that if officials at NCTC spoke about this case publicly, they would be less protective than the FBI or the DOJ. I don't think this would help the defense in any way, said Donna Rutuno, a Chicago-based defense attorney and Fox News contributor. If the agencies didn't do this, the defense would attack them for not conducting a thorough investigation. She said even if investigators had found additional suspects, it wouldn't change the case against Robinson. Does that really take away from the fact that this person is the alleged shooter? I think not, she said. Linda Kenny Baden, a legal analyst and defense attorney whose past clients have included Aaron Hernandez, Phil Spector, and Casey Anthony, said Robinson's defense may be more focused on avoiding the death penalty than proving his innocence. The defense has already started with mitigation, not guilt. So assuming they found he was used by some outside group who identified him, so what? She told Fox News Digital. It doesn't help his defense. She pointed to President John F. Kennedy's assassin Lee Harvey Oswald and the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski. Oswald was the shooter of JFK, but was he put up to it? She said. And yes, single loners can be destructive with a misplaced agenda. A spokesperson for the ODNI did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Authorities have said they believe Robinson acted alone, but indicated that he had increasingly adopted left-wing beliefs in the year before the attack. Ultimately, everyone wants justice here, the source told Fox News Digital. All right, so now that we have both sides of the coin, which are generally always full of shit, let's be real. These aren't, I mean, whatever. Guys, trust who you want to trust, believe what you want to believe. Just read it, look into it, make up your mind for yourself. But here's what I think happened. I think the meeting definitely took place. I think there was probably concerns from Kash Patel. Not that he was going to find something, just that he could risk the prosecution of Tyler Robinson. Just my thoughts. I think he went in. I think he sat down and had a meeting with them. I think they discussed kind of what they're doing, how they're going about doing it, why they don't want this to happen, why they don't want that to happen. Maybe telling them to be careful about this or be careful about that or try not to leak too much information. I'm sure they had a discussion. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Do I think Kash Patel blocked him from doing it? I don't know why he would. If Kash Patel is legitimately interested in leaving no stone unturned, there's no reason for him to block this. So my opinion is if Kash Patel is doing what he says he's doing, then no, I don't believe that he blocked Joe Kent's efforts. On the flip side, if for whatever reason they don't want to connect any outside influences, whether that be foreign or domestic, then I think we need to find out if Joe Kent was blocked. This reporting doesn't say he was. There's no official claim that says Joe Kent can no longer investigate. And just for reference, today is October 29th. This video is probably going to come out tomorrow. So I don't know if anything's going to change between now and tomorrow if we get more updates on this. I haven't seen, I've just seen a few articles. I haven't seen any mainstream media videos done on this, which kind of leads me to believe that they just don't have enough serious source material to push this story further, which points me in the direction of, I think this is the New York Times who are probably paying attention to what's going on the right. And if you don't know what's going on the right, there's a serious rift between people on the right, especially because of this Charlie Kirk thing. The broader story to that is that one foreign country and America first. But I think this is an opportunity that the New York Times saw, maybe to embellish a story a little bit, to just kind of poke the bear, just add a little fuel to the fire. And I'm sure all these conspiracy guys are going to run with this as if this is absolute evidence, which like I said, I don't know if it is or not. I gave you my opinion on what I think it probably is, but until we know more, I don't know that. I would hope any conspiracy theorist is at least going to have an open point of view when it comes to this, but they won't, more than likely. And if you guys want to talk about like credibility, how much credibility I give Fox News or the New York Times or CNN or MSNBC or ABC or any of these, I think Ian Carroll is a more credible source for information than the mainstream media, than anybody from the mainstream media. That should tell you how much faith I have in any of this shit they're saying. I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts. You think this is, you think Kash Patel's putting a block on it? Or do you think this is just some shit that the New York Times is trying to stir the pot a little bit? I guess we'll find out, or we won't. Or we won't. But I would think that the New York Times would, if they really believe this story, knowing how much dissension this could cause, I think they're going to probe into this a little bit more. I would think that CNN and MSNBC and all of the left-leaning news organizations, I feel like those journalists would really probe this more if they thought there was something there. So we'll find out. If nothing else comes out about this in the next few days, I think we probably have our answer that this is kind of just bullshit. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.